What's up?
Y'all, we back. This our last video for season 13, unless we do the Where Are We Now?
But we might do that as a live.
Yes, true. So this is our last recorded video of season 13 of Mafs. It was a very long season. Every episode pissed me off more and more and more. But anyway, we're about to review it. I'm India.
I'm Michelle.
And we're excited. Part 2 of the reunion.
Yes, so let's get started. Let's not waste no time. It started off with the continuation of Zach and Michaela.
And I've determined that Zach is also special but needs some help.
But I'm okay with, I don't even care. Honestly, I don't care because I think that Michaela has given him so many, like she's distracted us from him and that's on her. Yeah, but you can't say, I don't want to be on the stage with him, and then as soon as he starts talking, come out on the stage. Like, girl, grow up.
Because she can't control herself.
She cannot control herself. She literally cannot control herself.
He controlled himself. He could have got up the same way. He was just as frustrated with her words. And he sat there. She couldn't do it, so she had to.
She doesn't respect people. She doesn't respect boundaries.
Yeah,
she is not fit to be in a marriage or at this point in a relationship.
I don't think Johnny is fit to be in a marriage either. I think Johnny is not as unstable as her, but Johnny has issues. He sat up there in a sex cocoon with her for 4 days after decision day because he felt bad for her.
Zach.
I mean Zach. Oh, not Johnny.
I thought you were talking about Johnny.
Well,
until you said
y'all know we're gonna get to Johnny. First of all, Johnny. Ooh, Johnny might be the worst one on the show for me. He done trumped Michaela. Anyway,
but for other reasons,
other reasons. But I'm in Zach. Zach's ass is unstable. Zach is a little bit manipulative. I'm not gonna lie.
He is.
It's hard to tell because Michaela is so
But
bad.
she is too. So that's the thing. It's like she knows what to do to get him to give her attention.
Yeah.
And then he falls for it every time, or he knows what he's doing.
He doesn't. He's trying to act like he doesn't.
He doesn't
want to say it on TV. Like,
but she's just as culpable.
Yeah, but why? Because doesn't he just admit, I can see how that could be leading.
It's toxic, yeah. But it's not, no. So I'm with him. It's not misleading. She knows what she's doing. He knows what he's doing. They both know what they're doing. The bottom line is, he said they get into a big argument. After the big argument, instead of her going home and being mad, she tells him that she's upset because of work. And she's stressed out. And this, whatever he said, she said, right? So she said something to get him to feel sorry for her.
Then they sit in a sex cocoon
so
for
then
4 days.
She goes to his house.
4 days, like you said.
Right. And so then she goes to his house. But why did they do that? She wanted to.
If we believe everything that Zach's saying.
But she didn't even react to him saying that. She did not. She was not in the back talking about, no, that didn't happen. She did not discount that.
Yeah, but then you say you don't understand where these feelings are coming from. You sit up there being intimate with somebody. I don't care. You could say you're not going to fall for them. Look at Gil. I'm sure he didn't mean to fall. It happens. You're with somebody. You haven't sex with them for 4 days. It's going to have an attachment. And she already has attachment issues. Zach, you got to stop putting on the front.
Right. If you don't want to deal with her crazy,
if you don't want to deal with her crazy, then you can't do it either. And then be like, she had free will. But so did he to not want to be. He likes toxicity. He has to. Like,
yes, but okay. But here's the problem: is that they are. But she didn't have to. But she didn't have. She could have walked out just like he did not kidnap her. She could have walked out too.
He didn't have to invite her when we know that she's the more unstable.
But she manipulated the situation because she knew that he would literally react to her saying it's other stuff. I'm stressed out. I'm this, whatever. So I don't. But then when they show the footage back of him being like, you're the best person since my mother, and then him being like, I never basically gave her any words that would tell her that I really wanted this. Yes. You are not making sense. Yeah. The best excuse I can make up for Zach is that he didn't want to look bad on TV. And he was trying to save her too. I feel like he felt bad for the way that she was coming across, and so he was trying to...
Then I wish he would have said that. I wish he would have said that instead of get defensive when Kevin was trying to get something out of him and just be like, I don't know. Like, just...
But that's true. That's true.
I wish he just would have said...
The problem is Michaela messed up that situation. I
would never be married to a man like Zach. Zach cries too much. I would never be married to a man. You know that Zach is still cute. Nobody cares about Zach. Everybody wants Gil. Because we see that
maturity,
Zach is so...
But Zach is also probably 28 now?
He just turned 28.
He just turned 28.
I went to all their pages.
So, yeah, their pages opened up.
He just turned 20, I think, September or
October. he is still young.
His emotional intelligence to me is low.
His emotional intelligence
I don't
is
think
low.
I don't, like, he's not a bad person, no. And he's not a Michaela. He's not as unstable as her.
And honestly, if he would not have been matched with Michaela, the toxicity wouldn't have been the same. It would not have been. It's because of how she was and because whatever damn pap they had in the beginning, he was drawn in by her somehow, some way. But he's a cornball Kappa.
He got a nice body. Oh yeah, he is a Kappa. He gives me Kappa, and that's all I'm gonna say about that.
So okay. So then I didn't really have much about them actually besides that. So
nothing else about Zach and Michaela.
But then next was Bao and Johnny.
Oh, this is where my hate for Johnny started brewing up in my soul, y'all. I said, Johnny, if I could come through that TV, I've never wanted to punch somebody through a screen so bad in real time.
He is like a punk bitch, like for
real.
Like,
yes.
Like,
oh my
that's
God.
really the response that I feel.
I tweeted. I don't even like using this word. I said, I'm probably gonna be able to say it. I'm probably cut it out. I said, he is such a pussy. Like, he literally, I don't know how to describe it. He is just such a punk.
Yeah. It's like it's no way to describe it. Like,
you are such a coward.
Yes.
He is so cowardly. He is so mean-spirited. He's such a liar. He's acting like the victim in this relationship. It's killing me because you victimize her more than she victimized you. Even if she was being fake, that happens on the shows where people be like, "You're a different person."
Right? He was making it seem like that was like the worst thing ever. Like it's one thing to not have the same feelings or say the same things or to act affectionate on camera and not act affectionate off camera. No, she was just trying to control like having arguments or like making sure that things didn't get out of hand. Like she was just concerned about.
There's a lot of people who do that on the show.
Like, but it wasn't about. I didn't think, and Bao explained it. Bao, he definitely ain't gonna get under her skin. She do not care about him, but she explained it like maybe a part of me is caring, like how I'm perceived, and like, that's me. And that's who I am.
That's actually me.
Like that's a word. It was. She's like, I care about how I'm being perceived. She said her parents didn't want to be on camera. Her family didn't want to be on camera. So apparently there were scenes where they met with her family, but not on camera. Yeah. So he's like, oh, we do all this stuff off camera. But she's just like, yo, I'm not going to act a fool on camera. But I didn't think that the way she felt or her emotions were different. That's the part where it was like he had a lot of words to say, but nothing came out. Like nothing that he says was really a thing.
And I feel like if he really had something concrete, he would have gave an example. He's like, I have so much to say. He acts like he's sparing her. No, you're not sparing her because you want people to look at her badly because you and Ryan set up there on Reddit trying to defend yourselves all season. And now,
and then every time you're on screen,
you don't say it because there's nothing to say.
Right, and that's the thing is like he's the one that's being fake.
Even if you can't pinpoint it, and she's being fake off camera, a lot of people have said that you're not a victim because she's being fake. That's just okay. This not gonna work. I don't like her personality. It's different off camera. You're not a victim.
And Bao said that. Bao was like, you just don't like me. Like you just don't like. Don't call me fake. You just don't like who I am. And that's it. He don't like her. She don't like him. They don't work.
Yeah, and
they weren't gonna work.
Oh, I had unrealistic expectations. Like he's talking about Bao like she's the worst.
And he's he's petty. He's a petty bitch, and she's not. So that's also gonna never work because he's petty as hell. That's why he and Mirla get along so well.
And to me, the reunion honestly, truly wasn't too bad with them. But then the after show, the Where Are They Now? You would think that, I don't know. I think way more of the episodes started airing and he started getting the backlash and he resented Bao by the time the Where Are They Now came.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because I'm like, why do you care about being around her that much? Why is it?
Because people didn't like him versus people not liking her,
and you taking out on
he's
her
mad that's how it's perceived. Yeah. No, because we can see through your ass.
Yes, and all your Reddit talk ain't do nothing because you are a complete crazy person. He's in therapy. Did he say that on this? He's on. Oh shit! I'm convoluting the two things. But did you see when they showed him? When they showed the behind the scenes where she put on that little doctor outfit and he had that booty tooted up on all fours. Anyway.
Yes, it was. Oh, that was a whole funny scene.
And he kept saying he felt like he can't speak his mind. I think he feels like he can't verbally abuse people.
Because that's really what he wants to do.
You want to verbally abuse her without her saying something or coming back or having.
He's like every time I say something, like I think that he feels like every time he says something, she's gonna come back at him, but that is what happens.
Yeah,
like, that's how it works.
I just didn't understand that. You spoke your mind so much. What else could you possibly say? He tore her down so much at the beginning.
Like, she wasn't going to, like, she was beaten into submission, I feel like.
Right.
Like, she was just like, okay, fine, whatever works, whatever's gonna get us through this, that's what I'm gonna do.
He's a narcissist, yo. Like, you damn near, she was damn near a battered wife. And
So
you
I'm saying,
acted like the victim because you can't
submissive.
speak your mind. Something is wrong with Johnny, and Gil should have whooped his.
So, also, he said that there was no warmth and affection. I do think that he's used to women fawning over him for whatever reason.
Why? Because how he looks?
Because his money, maybe. Or because when he meet... Like, I think that he thinks he has a great personality. I think that he thinks he's so cool and funny. And he's... God. So, I think that he's really thinks that he's, like, that dude. And so,
that was like... first dates in a year?
Yeah, so Bao was like, been here. Like, I know who you are. So, she was not fawning over him. And so, their attraction or their affection chemistry did not come in a way that he was expecting to, because I don't think their physical attraction was super like intense. Here's the other thing is that all in all, he's talking about people wanting to save face or whatever. Why did you say yes on decision day? Like, it still doesn't make sense. If you have all these feelings, like, he's just whack as hell.
And why are you on Reddit defending your nonsense? You try to save face.
Exactly. So all the stuff that he's accusing Bao of, let's put the mirror up because that's what he's doing.
Exactly. Johnny is such a bitch. Oh my gosh, I cannot stand him.
So he claimed that he's been dating for a month. Kevin did ask if they were dating. Bao said no. She said she was open to dating. Johnny said that he's been dating for a month and the woman he's dating is affectionate. I just can't. Like, I feel like everything he does is to take a dig at Bao, and Bao be like, I don't care. I don't care at all. And then...
Is she gonna be gone in another month?
They also, during Johnny and Bao, he asked if he had been matched with somebody else. And Johnny said that he feels like he wished that... Oh, Johnny brought up the Married at First Sight Australia where they do a wife swap or a spouse swap. And he said that he wished they would do that because he feels like it would have been cool to see how he and Mirla were. Like... Johnny, like, we gonna get to this later. I'm not mad at the wife swap either, but you don't get to do the wife swap after the full 8 weeks and you know everything about everybody and you done met everybody. That's not how that works, Johnny. You have a crush on Mirla and somehow you think it's okay and appropriate to talk about this on television, and it's bothering me and my homegirls.
Yes, it is.
Like,
very much,
what?
Very much so. It's
like, that's mad disrespectful. Like, grow up. So, we're going to get to Johnny and Mirla very soon.
Ooh.
But before that... because he said... The other thing he said about Mirla is that he was like, she had a lot of things. He was like, but I would have accommodated her. Like, I wanted to punch him as soon as he said that. And I don't know if Gil or if everybody else could see what people were saying in the green room. So that could also be a thing. Where if they were in all their green rooms and he could see Johnny talking, like, no. Like, Gil probably knew that Johnny and Mirla are currently friends. But if he's seeing how Johnny is responding to her and how he's responding to questions about her, he is out back there, like, stewing. Like, oh, no, he likes her. He's not stupid. Gil is the most enlightened person on the show.
Mostly intelligent.
Mostly intelligent, and he is very intuitive, and he pays attention to stuff.
I agree with that.
So, we gonna get to that.
That's why he was getting bad.
He was just like, I'm not doing this. I'm not wasting my time. Y'all are not about to play with my emotions here. Like, he saw where it was going.
Anyway, okay.
And we gonna get to
it. The ladies was grouped together.
Yes.
I noticed, I went to their pages. Nobody hangs out with Michaela. Nobody.
She's crazy.
Yeah. They don't hang out with Bao. It's Brett, which I don't think Brett should be with Rachel and
Mirla.
But they hang out. But it's mostly Rachel and Mirla. But Brett be there. She had a couple pictures of them on her page. They had a couple pictures of her. Love hanging out with you. They were commenting on their pages and stuff. And then Bao does hang out with Ryan, together with Ryan and Zach.
But that's because Ryan and Zach are friends.
Yeah, she don't really hang out. She do pool with them. She do stuff with them.
That's because Ryan and Zach are friends.
She don't really hang out with the ladies. But Michaela hangs out with nobody. So when she was up there talking, I was like, oh, they probably giving her dirty looks. I'm like, girl,
like, we don't really hang out with you.
Yeah. Like, she was like, yeah, we've made great connections. Like, girl, you don't talk to them girls. Okay.
So the ladies... I definitely could tell the chemistry. They don't all like each other. Like, they said it. They said it, but they don't.
Okay, so they did show footage of Mirla being a diva.
Mirla being a diva.
And she called herself a diva, bougie, all of this stuff. So you have a big problem with Gil calling you that, and you might have a problem because I thought he was beating a dead horse. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
But then you express that like, it doesn't make me feel good. I don't like when you say that, and you know that's not my core, even though it is her core. But that's
if
not
you
my core,
if you go right.
and then that's it. That is not enough for you to have all these feelings for somebody and then to just blindside them with a divorce. When you were calling yourself that, when they played that back, I was like, she literally called herself a diva. Johnny called her a diva, playing with her. Like, and now all of a sudden, I don't want to feel bad for being a diva. Da-da-da-da. Okay, anyway, they played that back with the ladies. They also did.
They asked everybody about Rachel and Jose's breakup. So clearly the girls know about. Rachel talks to Brett and Mirla for sure. And so Val and Michaela probably didn't have much to say. They were
Mirla don't want them together, it's clear.
No. And so Rachel has told Mirla and Brett all of the business. So they're like, So Brett made a comment too, like, well, we see that she's on his side, so we get it. And Rachel said, I realized I was telling them all the negative stuff.
Yeah,
and that's what happens in relationships.
Yeah.
You tell people all the negative stuff, and then when the positive comes, you're like, nobody wants to hear it because they just dislike him. And Mirla said, yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time for me to come around. The problem is I don't care what Mirla has to say or think. I don't care because Mirla is trash. So,
trash, man.
So,
she's such a cold-hearted. Anyway.
So
then the experts.
She said she was worn down by his cheapness. Mirla, when the ladies were all together.
Mirla said that?
Mirla said she was worn down by his cheapness, but then she told the experts that it wasn't about the finances. But I do, maybe I put that in there. Maybe
she did tell them it wasn't about the finances, but
maybe I put she was worn down by his cheapness because she must have said something. I don't remember what her exact words were, but I think she did not want to have to fight for every purchase that she made. And here's the thing: is the reason why I think Mirla is trash and I don't respect her is because of how she went about things. The core differences between them, I could see how that would wear her down. I could see that how it would bother her that if she walks in with a bag, he's gonna have a problem. It's plenty of married people that walk in with bags and hide them on both sides, men and women. It's plenty of married people that don't want to hear their spouse's mouth about the money they spent on something. So that is not a reason to not be married. Let's be clear. Especially it can wear you down, but it is not something that...
Especially because she said we were working on the finances. It's not about the finances. She a liar.
So which is it?
Because you're allowed to have your reasoning. You don't have to sit in a marriage and be unhappy. I agree. You're allowed to be like, this is not going to work. I want somebody a little bit more financially on my level. That's it. That's all you got to say. But you switching the goalposts and it wasn't about finance, but then it was about financial security. Like, girl.
Which is it?
Which is it?
Which is it?
So then it was about him teasing her.
Yeah. And that, I could see that
and it could
being
be both.
annoying too.
She was saying it was both. But
say something. You could have nipped that in the bud a month ago.
She could have nipped that in the bud week 2.
She could have nipped it in the bud very quickly. And every time he did it, she could be like, here we go again. Like, her reaction could have been one that would have made him be like, shit, I'm doing this a lot.
And he really likes her, and he would have stopped.
He would have.
Because I think it was a judgment thing, but then he even mentioned that, like, basically she was helping him save more. He was learning from her.
The math ain't mathing on the reason why Mirla did what she did. So,
or how.
Let's go to the experts, because the experts were not here for her.
I didn't realize that Dr. Pepper was pissed that Mirla came.
Woo, drunk. But she said that you're wasting my time.
Yeah.
That's offensive to come here and not be serious about what we're doing.
Yeah, she was real drunk.
How much longer did it take for them to film? Because she's laughing and giggled out and not talking and not answering right or not being able to get her thoughts in order. So they like, okay, say that again. Let's redo that. Like, it was probably a mess.
Yeah, that was funny though. That was her funniest scene because that's the only time she has personality is when she's intoxicated.
She only has personality when she's intoxicated, and it showed on the reunion too. As clearly as the later they went on in the reunion, she probably had some drinks and she was like. More when she was with Gil, she was so quiet, but that's also because she was getting caught out on her shit. So the experts were like, they thought Bao and Johnny were like gonna be the best couple. Everybody thought that, but I think the problem is everybody thought that based on paper, but not based on. Yeah, based on paper. Culture, they're
equally yoked as far as money, I think.
Money, education, interest, as far I guess professional interest, and then them being like ambitious and so I think that they thought on paper they were gonna be good.
And that was them actually trying because I feel like they didn't even try with the other matches.
No.
Like with them, that was their one. Like, oh, we about to have this going.
That like that's in the bag. They thought they were a shoe-in.
And so that's what happened. It didn't work.
And it did not work.
But
none of the damn couples.
But you
anyway.
saw Viviana said that. Oh, Dr. Viviana said that. She thought that Val was very calculated, and Pastor Kyle didn't agree. And I said, dang, that's when I was like, well, maybe we're seeing something else. Maybe behind the scenes when they're filming, she is very fake or something.
Yeah, Viviana did say that.
And then he was like, I don't agree. I think she just wants to.
But then, okay, so they did not bring Johnny and Bao out to talk, but they did bring out Rachel and Jose.
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper was like, I saw a few things.
She did not like
his anger, and she knew. Honestly, I think that if not for the show, Dr. Pepper would have said that Rachel should not have stayed with Jose after what he did, because what he did was a violation.
Yep.
She said that he violated her, and his anger was unacceptable.
And he's controlling.
And she said that he had anger issues and he's controlling. And she said he had anger issues to the point that he needed to figure out what the root cause was through professional help.
Yep. And I said Dr. Pepper, she wouldn't let up off of Jose.
You could tell this season she wouldn't let up off of anybody that she really had a beef with. Like I was
happy about that because it was true, and we need to tell the truth and shame the devil.
Yes.
And that's why she ended up leaving. They talked more about that. Because his butt is controlling.
Yeah. And
I don't know if the anger came out. They didn't tell details. It probably was a couple of events that happened where she was like, I'm not doing this. And they were
Rachel clearly did not want to put Jose on Front Street because they asked what it was and they talked and danced around it. And we had a few arguments and it was passive aggressive. Like they never got to the details, like where he was rude or disrespectful. The things he said to me were inappropriate. Like she did not want to tell on camera to the world that Jose does not really even deserve a second chance. Like they're really, I don't know if they're doing this for the marriage part of it, like because they're married, but oh my gosh.
But they're actually trying. It seems like they're they're hanging out. They're going on dates. They're only spending the night maybe once a week.
That's what they said.
And it feels like she's in control of that.
Right. The weight definitely flipped for who was in control. And that's how it's going to have to be. But the problem is when you have to change that much from who you are at your core, it's going to take some time. I'm not saying he can't change,
that boy's too
but it's not going to happen in the amount of time that's necessary to feel confident in the relationship
and to move back in and
to do all of that. Like he's going to fall back on what is comfortable and what he is used to a lot of the times, even when he's working on things and he does better. So we'll see what happens with them.
He did mention on a little special that, which is relevant to this, that he had which we know, he had an idea of what a husband is and what a marriage is. And I think that controlling part.
He was just like, no, it has to be this way.
Yeah.
It has to be this way.
And he just had that idea. And she was going with it, bending. And then she's like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this. I don't have to be with you.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll find somebody else.
I am an independent woman and I'm not going to just
go with what you say just because you say it.
He has the nerve to want to be a leader but also have anger issues. I'm not trusting you to leave my home when you got these anger issues.
When you don't know how to handle me.
Yeah.
Like when you're rude to me, the way you're talking to me is not acceptable. Yeah.
That's like
that's how you treat the person that you supposedly are in love with. Like you're not handling me with care.
And he's not even showing his representative. Like that came out quick.
Yeah, because he didn't think there was nothing wrong with the India. That's the crazy part is that Jose didn't think anything was wrong with it. He didn't think nothing was wrong with it.
Jose is a mess, and I'm with Dr. Pepper. She need to run.
So okay, the other thing. They asked about Michaela and her reactions and stuff. And they all said that it was not healthy and she needed help and it was not good. However, Pastor Cal and his I don't know why Pastor Cal does this. He did this through the season. He said that she's ready for marriage. No, she's not.
Stop saying that.
Why would you say that?
Yeah.
He told Rachel it was okay to go back to Jose. Like, no, it's not okay. What he did was unacceptable and he has to work very hard to earn your trust again. Like, let's be real about this. Pastor Cal is out here giving women bad advice. I'm sorry, what?
He old school and this thing about it, Pastor Cal, that was your daughter. What would you tell her? You would tell her to go to a man who, after a few weeks, locked her out.
And then lied. And then what would you tell your son if his wife was going through, like, wrecking shit just because she didn't get her way? Like, no. And she was drunk. But anyway. They kind of talked about Ryan and Brett. They just basically were like, do you regret, like, him not being their type or matching. I don't know if they said regret, but you guys matched Ryan with someone that wasn't his type and it didn't work. And they were like, yeah, because usually when people only go after one type, like, and it doesn't work, then they want to match them with somebody else. So I don't know. I don't know. Brett and Ryan should have worked on the attraction part because Brett is cute enough for Ryan to have been attracted to her, and Ryan is cute. Like Ryan is not like fine.
Ryan is not at all.
Why couldn't
he went on a date with somebody else? Like, Ryan, you're doomed. Like,
yeah, and I don't know. And I kind of saw.
Ooh,
I saw that.
Awkward as hell, you're doomed.
I saw that, and
because I think he likes when he physical type. Even though, because the girl on the day he went on a date with was
dark, yeah, dark,
but it's very thin, probably model.
Oh, maybe
body.
it was
She was
physical.
very thin, flat, chested, flat butt, skinny little dress.
So he
and
just
Brett
like
is more
typical,
just like home girl.
Yeah.
She dresses fine, you know.
She's a little fluffy.
Typical. Exactly. I think he's
like
not attracted because she's thicker than what he likes physically.
Yeah.
Because the face. I think Brett is pretty, but
also
it's like, look at you, sir.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's not a
like
prize.
Johnny Depp.
And he's balding. Like,
yeah,
okay,
like,
goodbye.
So, I don't know, maybe because he has money. Men, of course, with money are able to get women that are more physically attractive than we know that. We see it all today, every day. It don't matter what race. Men with money get women that we would deem as more attractive than them because they have money.
Because they have money. And that's what he's
I'm assuming he has some type of money. And he dates women who don't have as much semen, which his sister alluded to. You date these dense women.
Mm-hmm. Ditzy,
because you're attracted to them. You have some level of control because you have the money. And then in 6 months,
and then you're not excited because it's not deep.
Yeah.
So experts also So the experts really want Jose and Rachel to work, but I think it's because if they don't, it will be 0 for 5.
Mm-hmm.
Like
they're not gonna work in my opinion.
And they aren't gonna work. I don't think that Rachel and Jose are gonna work.
I don't even think I know where they are now. I'm looking on the page. Jose had posted stuff of them, but I don't know. Rachel posted stuff on her stories where he was in it, but I think they're still friendly. I think they're probably on the same page.
They might still be where they are from 4 months ago. I don't think that they're further along than that.
Me either. I can't tell from the page. It don't seem like it.
But Jose also doesn't seem like the type to stay friends with his ex.
He seemed petty.
Yeah, so I don't know that they would be friends still. So
after the experts was the cast.
No. We have not gotten to the meat of the experts.
Oh, when they were talking, they were shocked. Oh, with the experts. And they was getting into Mirla's tail. And Mirla, y'all notice Mirla started getting drunker and drunker and drunker. Because at the beginning, when she was talking to Gil, when it was just them, and you could tell it was like hours in between. She wasn't drunk. When she came out there with Gil, that second time with the experts, she was getting drunk. By the end, when she was rubbing all up on Johnny, sexually assaulting him on national TV, she was real drunk. So I don't think she has a drinking problem per se, but clearly
she drinks to ease
her
nerves.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, because I would be up in there having, especially on set all day.
But the problem is that you're just not going to get a reaction out of her that seems like there's emotion behind it. Like there's no empathy. There's 0 empathy coming from her. That's why it seems sociopathic. Scary. Because there is no empathy.
It's scary.
Like, she is not even acting like... I mean, yes, she's made little comments, but the whole vibe doesn't feel like she really cares.
She doesn't. She does not care. She's like, I was not happy, so I left the situation. No care for his feelings. That means you never were choosing to love your husband. You never were. She didn't say exactly she was in love with him, but you never were. He's the best thing. He's superseded my expectations. Never thought he's so caring. He gives me flowers every week.
And they played that, and he didn't know that she said that. And I'm telling y'all, because the reunion was in August, they still hadn't seen most of the episodes, y'all. Like, the reunion was social media backlash, the reunion, they didn't really have a lot of feedback. Like, Gil was probably just Gil said that he was starting to get DMs and stuff. Like, people were starting to say stuff, but that was probably 4 episodes in. No more than 4 episodes in.
And they were saying, if it don't work out.
Right.
Now they saying, F her.
Yeah, there's no... So, that's the thing, is that the experts were very disappointed in Mirla, obviously. Like, most of us were. Only because it just seemed like she was not being, at some point or another, she was not being honest. And it's like, that's messed up. To talk about how you communicate, you're telling your feelings, and then to blindside somebody. And he said he was blindsided. He cried. Like, he genuinely was hurt. He was like, I have not cried through this whole process, and I've cried more today. And I think it's so because, one, he was vulnerable. He had seen her. He was actually really trying to be married. And all of that is fine. And Mirla is not responsible for his emotions, but she is responsible for what she does. And what she did was not be honest and upfront with him, but she said she was being honest with him. That's the problem. She lied.
She was like, oh, it's the mix of the attraction and all this and all of that. So why did y'all go all in like that? Why did y'all get a new place? Why didn't you just let him move, or you move into his place and give yourself, like, let me give it a month or two to make sure? Like, why would you go all in? How do you feel all in enough to sign a lease with someone?
Yeah.
Let him sell his stuff and y'all get together.
It's not,
and then 2 weeks later, all of a sudden it comes to you.
It's
like,
not.
and I know as women sometimes we hide our feelings, and you come to some, but you still will be a little bit more delicate with his feelings if you actually care.
I don't know why this bothers me so much, and I think it's because I don't think that Gil would have done that to her had the roles been reversed. Like, I think that, yeah, and I don't think this is a man-woman thing. I think it is very specific to those two people. Yeah. And the fact that, because I think men do shit all the time that is not thoughtful of women's feelings. And women should be able to be like, F it too. But that's not that situation. That's not the situation that Mirla was in with Gil. Gil was not going to bounce on her without giving her, you know, reason, warning, any of that. He just wasn't going to do that to her. He was
all in.
And he was all in. But even if things had gotten bad and he was like, all right, I don't think I could do this, he wasn't going to just flip the script on her overnight.
What y'all team Mirla people got to say? Because I'm tired of y'all.
No, the team Mirla people are literally like, she shouldn't have to stay with him. She doesn't want to be with him. She shouldn't have to lower her standards. But that's not, like, are you a decent human being, though?
And like they said, you are not ready for marriage. I mean,
they said she's not marriable, period.
Yeah,
like, you ain't marriable. Like, do you think, they were like, do you really think marriage is for you? That was AKA, you don't need to be married.
Yeah, if this is what you do.
If this is how you handle people, if this is how you handle things, like, so Dr. Viviana said, if I asked you at the beginning of this process, what would be the reason why you would divorce someone, him, whomever, what are your reasons for divorce? She was like, whatever those reasons are currently not even present. Yeah. Like, so what is it really about? And it's really about the fact that Mirla was lying the whole time. Okay. And she's not going to come out and say it. Yeah. Like, who's going to admit to that? Yeah. Who's going to admit that they were lying? That they were like, oh, it's a show, so I'm going to just put on the show. Like, Mirla thought it was a show. She got her check. She got enough money to buy them boots. And that's what it was.
Girl, the Twitter was going off about Mirla. Let me read some of these tweets.
Okay.
Twitter was going off because I don't even try to look at tweets before we do our video because I don't.
Yeah, because you don't want to be swayed, right?
Somebody said, I want to know what was so funny to Mirla with that Rule 21 dress and them big croc skin boots. Girl, my uncle dresses better than that. I want to say, Mirla, with your greasy ass hair.
And don't put foundation on me, because if I look like that, who says that? If it looks like that with their friends sitting there, if I look like that, I'm going to take it off.
Mirla is a messed up person. Y'all have to understand, it's fine to be a woman with standards. It's fine to want somebody equally yoked. And as Black women, we understand that. It is not fine to be mean to somebody, taunt somebody while they're hurting deeply.
Right.
If that was a man,
the empathy
if Mirla was a man, and Mirla was, if that was opposite, and Mirla was sitting there crying like that, and Gil was sitting there laughing with whoever, they would be eating him up. It would be emotionally abusive and da. But with Mirla, it's like it's just her standard.
That's what she said.
He picked on her. He picked on her. Mirla also has a goddamn mouth.
Right.
You shouldn't have said yes to somebody picking on you if he was picking on you all season to the point where he was breaking you down.
Say no. No, I don't want to say married. This bothers me.
And she was and that was her claim to, oh, I love it. We pick with each other. He picks with me. I just let it roll.
It doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me. Now all of a sudden it bothers you enough.
Yeah, nah.
After you done said yes on decision day, and y'all are the only ones who actually got a place together. Even Jose and Rachel, she moved into his place. Y'all literally started something together. That is unprecedented. It
is unprecedented to do that quickly,
and then
in
2 weeks,
the script that quickly.
It's not normal.
And you're not going to tell me. Here's the thing. If you think about all the couples that are married right now, they all had little things that bothered them. Like, none of them were perfection. I was gonna say, the only ones would probably be Woody and Amani. They were the only one that were like almost damn near. And when I say perfect, I mean like they did not have quarrels. Like they just didn't have anything on the show that they could even show us was really wrong with them. I'm sure in general they got their issues. But every other couple on the show had enough for them to be like, we got to work through a little bit. Like, oh, we got this. Like, Deanna and Greg. Like, everybody had their stuff. It may not have been
Deanna wasn't attracted to Greg at all.
Like, there's so many currently married at first sight people that had reason to question their marriages. But they knew there was enough there. But they knew there was enough there to make it through.
Mirla never wanted to be married.
And remember, the rumor was that Mirla did not sign up to be on the show. Her friend did. And then they contacted her friend, and her friend recommended her. Yeah. So what if Mirla was like, oh, it's just a show. Like, I'll be done in 8 weeks. Yeah. I'll do whatever they say. Like, I think that's what it was, y'all. I think that she literally thought that it was okay to just blow it off.
What about what Pastor Cal said about her being fearful, and that's the reason do you agree with that?
No, because I think that she's a sociopath. Yeah. I don't think that she has empathy. Yeah. I do not see empathy in her at all.
I'm with you, friend. I'm with you. I think so, too. Pastor Cal, what Pastor Cal said makes sense. And because theoretically, you don't want to believe that somebody just lacks empathy and is
she's a narcissist. She's a narcissist. Don't want to believe it. She and Johnny are both narcissists, which is why they get along so well.
Speaking of, somebody said, classic example of how broken people cause harm to others. Gil is such an upbeat, positive, loving guy, and she brought him to a low for her own entertainment. And they were talking about the fact that Mirla and Johnny, when they were
like
laughing,
like
and all of that at Gil's expense.
Yes.
And his emotional well-being.
Like we are going long on this one, but okay. Because what I was going to say is that also, and that's the thing, is that I personally do not cape for anybody. Like, if I call it how I see it, and Gil made the comment like, I'm really upbeat, I'm really positive, I'm this, I'm that. I do think that that's what he tries to be. However, because Mirla was so negative, he actually did do a lot of digging and picking and all of that, and that honestly isn't positive either. Like, so I feel like his way of balancing out her being negative was to like make light of it or talk about it or have his little jabs. That's not positive either, but I feel like it was his way of dealing with it. I don't think it was necessarily right. I don't think that it was the best. Like, I think that he didn't do himself any favors doing that, but I think it was the only way he knew how to balance her negativity. And he was not used to the negativity. Like, I just don't think that he would have ever chosen someone like her where he was going to have to be like, but look at the bright side, but look at the bright side, but look at the bright side, like every single time.
Because y'all think that people are just talking about the fact that he hit the finance situation. It's not that. Mirla was negative as hell, y'all.
On everything.
Like, on everything. The only time she's happy is when she's drunk or sitting up under Johnny. You see how them eyes lit up? How she was holding him, this, that. Gil told him about his dad getting shot in front of her, and she barely had any whatever. That's how you know you were right. She was never attracted to him.
And she wasn't attracted to him.
She never cared about him. That's how you know it was a lie.
It feels very narcissistic.
She never cared about him. She didn't even hit him with the back rub. You see how I'm rubbing Michelle? She didn't do that. Why she didn't do that? When he's talking about him. Is it because she don't care about him or she don't care about people in general? What is it that's attracting her to Johnny? Is it two narcissists combined and taking their narcissistic powers
I think so.
To take over the world? Yes. And Johnny, okay, we're going to get to the group.
Let's go ahead and get to the group,
Johnny got some nerve messing with Gil. Like, you don't ever do that. Trying to tear down that man.
I think that Gil was definitely, he had hit his level. He was like, I can't.
And that's how you know he's emotionally intelligent.
He was like, it's like, and so that's why I think he was in the green room. I think that they could see what was happening on, like, in the background. So he already saw Johnny's comments and about if he wanted to wife swap with Mirla. So it is my opinion that he has a crush on Mirla. Mirla likes to kiki with Johnny. And she knows that Johnny likes her.
Oh, Johnny is a punk.
And she likes the attention.
Yeah.
And they can still be friends and kiki and haha and whatever. And so supposedly she's single, which is fine. He said he's dating, which is fine. That does not change the fact that they like each other.
Exactly.
Period. I've been asked them, are you guys BFF now? And Mirla was like, yeah. And he was like, Johnny was like, so on it. So Johnny flirts with her. She brushes it off, or she be like, whatever, or Rachel's around, so it's all fun and games, but she likes the attention. And
that's a good point. I agree.
And she thinks, and she probably wants to be like Johnny. I don't know what Johnny's finances is looking like. I don't know what his stuff is looking like, but she probably is like, yeah, this is my level. Like, he has a Tessie. He probably has a nice house, whatever. Like, he spends money on things. Like, because he said, like, oh, I could have accommodated her. Like, you don't know what the hell you could have, like, yeah, you could do that now because of the fact that you like her, because you've seen her personality. Like, I just think that Johnny is... They're both trash for doing that on the show, honestly.
I mean, they're both trash in the period.
And they weren't even good. Like we thought Mirla was a good partner to Gil. Like, I honestly did think she was a good partner to him. But if it was all for show, if it was all a game, if she was just doing it to get through 8 weeks, then you throw it all in the trash. So Zach was very over it as well.
Zach's unstable. I can't with Zach. I can't stand Zach either.
Zach was over it, but Michaela and her...
He never cared about me.
Her theatrics. Everybody on stage, nobody fools with Michaela.
No, the girls can't stand Michaela.
Nobody fools with Michaela.
Nobody.
Apparently, Ryan and Michaela...
Gil does.
But because she needed an ally?
No, on the after show, they're cool. I don't think they're friends. I don't think they talk or see each other outside. But I
think
there's
Gil's a nice
connection
person.
No, but I do think it's a type of understanding that they have.
You think so?
Same with Brett. Gil is cool with Brett.
But no, we know Gil is...
They would be together.
Yeah, but no, Gil, I get that Gil can be cool with everybody. That's the point.
Cool. You're right.
It's not like Gil is the outlier, because Gil he finds the best in people.
But Michaela probably only could possibly talk to Gil on a regular, and that's just for me seeing the other show and being like, okay, their conversations did not seem
because Gil didn't even really agree with nothing that Michaela did, but he's still such a kind, cool-hearted, nice person that I think he's just like, okay, well, you know, she's trying, or she's just like, I think he's just a nice guy.
I want everybody to turn on Mirla and Johnny.
Yes, you do.
Sorry.
Okay.
Anyway, in Team Gil.
So they got a whole volleyball squad, whatever, like they're friends, whatever. I don't know if I really cared about the whole group setting, because honestly, it was really Johnny and Mirla acting up. Gil got up and was like, okay, I'm done with this. Like, he was getting so upset when he heard that. So he was probably supposed to go on her birthday trip with her. Let's be clear. Or they had probably talked about what to do for her birthday, because this was only 4 months and 4 months after her birthday was probably
She's
before
a Gemini,
that.
so her birthday has to be in June.
Right, so May or June, the end of May or June. So if she went on the birthday trip, that was like less than 2 months after they broke up.
Yeah,
And so for him to hear that their birthday trip, which maybe he was supposed to go on, ended up being her with her friends and hanging out with Johnny because he was there for a wedding,
okay, everybody on Twitter called BS on that. Clearly Johnny was there for a wedding. You was like, oh, I'm going to do my birthday trip at the same place. Let's be clear. You didn't happen to have the same resort at the same time period.
Was that how it was? It was the same? I don't know.
Yes, it was. They claimed it when they had a picture of them two together. She claimed that, oh, we happen to be at the same place. That's what Johnny tried to say. No, it wasn't. It's very clear. If he's not in control of a wedding and where it is. You're in control of your birthday trip.
Yeah, no,
so maybe you just was in. I'm sure she's been to Cancun.
There's a bajillion resorts in Cancun. You can go to Cancun and never see somebody that's there.
On the same resort. Let's be clear.
Like, there's no way.
So don't sit up there and lie. I mean, Johnny did a good job of not lying, and just being like, look, it was two different things. We happened to be there.
Yeah, they were like, oh, you guys went on vacation. They were like, oh, we went to Cancun together. And then it was like, wait, not together. But it was it was just so insensitive to the fact that, like, Gil... And maybe they didn't know coming into the show that Gil was going to be so emotional. Like, maybe they didn't know Gil wasn't over the marriage. Mirla probably knew, but it made it seem like they hadn't talked.
They hadn't talked. And that's another thing.
Maybe Gil they did not know that Gil was very...
processing this.
Yeah,
he's not being crazy and contacting you unwarranted or unwanted.
So maybe they didn't know.
He's processing this. He's in therapy and everything else to process his feelings. Like, men don't usually do that. They will process a breakup 4 or 5 year later. The fact that he knows this is tough on me, I need to begin healing. Yeah. I'm processing this.
Man. I just felt for him because he was literally having to be around somebody who broke his heart.
I'm going to do a poll. Who do y'all want to fight more? Mirla or Johnny? Because I think it's Johnny for me, because he's a man. Like, you.
And I just feel like he's being mad disrespectful because he walked off the stage and he was like, oh, I guess he didn't like those questions.
And that's when I wanted to come to
say that to his face.
And Rachel is the one who, and Oh my gosh. And she was sitting up there kicking and laughing when he said it. Rachel was the one that said,
She was
knock
like,
it off.
she was like, Johnny, stop.
And Mirla, you are co-signing this behavior for
like
him?
this, y'all.
This is somebody you even remotely like. This is a stranger off the street.
Your mama used to like Mirla. What she say? What she say?
My mom hates Mirla now.
Okay, because I just need to know somebody that really was Team Mirla. Like, do y'all really think that this is okay?
Would y'all want a friend like this?
This is just, I don't do people that are not empathetic. Like, that is not okay.
You shouldn't do people that are not empathetic. You want to know
okay.
why? Because they're going to end up hurting you. Her and Johnny's relationship is not going to end well.
I don't know, y'all. Okay, I don't even know if we cover all the bases. Like, it is.
We'll do a live probably next week.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a live. I think we should just wrap it up. We're gonna watch. I haven't watched the Where Are They Now. She did, so I'm gonna watch the Where Are They Now, and we'll set a live for next week to wrap up the season.
Yeah, we can really talk about stuff. Maybe we could get some of y'all to come on. We'll just do it through StreamYard, and y'all can.
Oh talk. Yeah. If you guys want to talk, yes, absolutely.
So let us know if y'all want that. We'll just like put the link in the comments and stuff. We'll probably do that. That'll be easier. So we can see some of y'all faces. But anyways, yeah, thank y'all. This is a long one. Probably our longest video.
Yes, but we just had to get it all out because they really was playing with us.
They were.
But, okay, happy Thanksgiving.
See y'all in Boston.
Thank you guys for supporting us this season. We really appreciate it. Yes. Y'all came through with 1,000. You know, we hit our subscribers. We're really happy about that.
Yes, we are.
So, all right. Take care.
Y'all.